Really, after this year, you want to talk about New Year's resolutions? Take a moment to pause, assess, and reflect. This is where introspection and self-awareness collide. If there was ever a year to throw away the concept of a New Year's resolution, I think it would be after experiencing 2020. This year was emotional, it was heavy, unlike anything we've ever experienced before, and I really don't blame anyone for just using this time to feel or process or survive, truthfully, because yeah, it was rough. I don't know about you, but I always feel an air of inspiration around a new month or seasons change, and especially at the beginning of a new year. Not that the snow melts away all my stress or I'm absolved from all my problems, but I don't know, I just feel really motivated and ready to make an impact and make a change. It almost feels like a fresh start, a clean slate, a new beginning, and 2021 is no different. That said, I haven't really set a New Year's resolution in years. When I used to, I would forget what my New Year's resolution was by March or just give up far too early and never really hold myself accountable. So this year, I'm trying a new approach and I thought I would share. I think it's actually more beneficial to do a self-assessment and figure out what behaviors you want to change in the new year rather than what specific goals you want to achieve. Start by drawing a circle on your page and dividing it into 6 to 8 sections. These sections will represent the areas you find most important in life. It's important to take the time to really think about these areas. For some people, it's relationships, work, spirituality. I've seen some charts where relationships are broken down into family, friends, romantic, and even self-love. Personally, I put all of my relationships into one section, but if you feel it's more accurate to make a distinction, go for it. I've also seen some with a category for travel, and even though it's not ideal right now, if travel is important to you, I would add it. Another option is to make your chart based on behaviors and character traits, the ones you want to work on or the ones that represent your life. New Year's resolutions are more or less goals, and goals usually require a certain character in order to be achieved. This is your wheel of life, so create it however you see fit. The second step is to rate each category based solely on how you feel in the moment. Ask yourself, how fulfilled am I in each area, or how often have I shown this particular character trait? You can rate your fulfillment based on 1 to 10, 1 to 5, or 1 to 3. Make a mental note or write on the page what your ideal rating is for each category or one area of focus. I personally love to add color, but if that doesn't speak to you, it's not necessary. I also think it's important to mention this exercise is for self-discovery and accountability, and not to be used for unproductive self-critique or judgment. Once you know how you feel, jot down things that may have contributed to the certain sections ranking higher than others. The key here is accountability. Try and list a few things you did specifically to make an impact. You can also write external things, but just know that you hold a lot of power. What I like about this book is it divides the year into seasons. I've made a commitment to myself that at least 4 times this year I will revisit the Wheel of Life and check in. There's a conversational game, I think it's called We Are the Strangers or We Are Really Strangers. We're not really strangers, my bad. So there's a conversational game, they're also obviously on Instagram, and I came across this question that I think is actually a really great starting point if you're unsure what character trait you want to work on. So I'll leave you with that question, and yeah, good luck. I've written on a piece of paper every month for this year and divided it into seasons or quarters, depending on how you look at it. Now we can get into my actual plan for New Year's resolutions, also known as goal setting. At the beginning of each month, I will pick one thing that I want to complete by the end of the month. I want to keep it really simple, not overwhelming myself with a grandiose idea. I want it to be achievable, I want it to be pretty simple, and also rewarding. On the page, I'll write 1 to 2 words to describe what I'm going to complete. I know in order to achieve this goal or complete this task, I will have to strengthen the character traits I've personally listed as my areas to work on. I like this approach because everything works together. The one-word goal I want to complete is a product of the areas in my life I want to improve. In order to improve, I need to actively work on my character. It's one thing that if you get it done by the end of the month, you can pat yourself on the back. I also want to say this doesn't need to be a massive goal. If you want to join an online course, or cook a new meal, or have a game night with your family, or journal at least once, or go on a walk. Whatever it is, I mean, it's winter, so you probably don't want to walk. All I'm saying is, this doesn't have to be complicated. We all have goals we're going to achieve this year. There's things we'll want to do, and that will require a plan and taking action in whatever way is necessary. This is more so a reminder that small things can make a huge impact, and if you complete one thing every month, by the end of the year you'll have 12 things that brought you joy, made you feel good, that you can look back on and say, I accomplished this. And yeah, that pretty much closes up my video on my new approach to New Year's resolutions. If you want an accountability partner or you have some tips on how I can make this general idea a little bit better, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I really almost forgot to tell you what the question was. I'm so sorry. What is the most toxic trait that I can admit to? And where do you think it stems from? Now, this is a conversational game. This is a game that you play with other people, and there's a little bit of embarrassment, sometimes a little bit of just like uncomfortability with being super honest. But if you're just sitting with that question with yourself, I think it's a really awesome starting point. So I'll leave you with that question, and yeah, good luck. Happy holidays. I hope that you come out of this year with newfound information and hope and a little bit of positivity, because I know this year's been rough. So thanks for watching, thanks for coming along to Tab, and I'll see you in the next one.